Need something to munch on for tonight, or you're going somewhere and you need some cool munchies? This may be the dish for you. This is pizza dip with garlic butter bread. Our first ingredient is pepperonis. I've got a bag of pepperoni slices. We're probably going to use about a third of the bag. There's a lot there. They're a little big to be using in a dip. So we're going to kind of take a little bit of time, sort them out, straighten them out. And of course the knife, you can see we're going to chop them up. I'll grab a few at a time. And then just carefully slice them into small bits one way. Like that. Flip them quarter turn and do it again the other way. And there is our minced pepperoni. And there's a whole bunch of them done just like that. Looks good. That's about the right size. Let's put this in a bowl until we need them, which is a little later on. Alright, next up, some fresh basil. This is going to be a topping on top of our dip, so we don't need a lot. And it's going to give it a little color too. So we've washed our basil, chopped it all up small, and let's get that in a little bowl till we need it. Now outside of the biscuits to dip, that's most of our prep work. So here we go with our biscuits. I ended up getting this big bag of biscuits. I didn't even know they made them like that, but that's all we could get at the time. They seem to be out of the smaller tubes. So if you got a couple tubes, that'll work too. I used a dozen. I know they come in packs of 8. I was lucky, like I said. So we're going to chop the first one in half, because of course it really didn't separate very well. And that looks good, and then I realized, I didn't even spray the pan. So we'll take the pan, we'll give her a spray. Just like that. Alright, let's start all over again. Now we're going to arrange this into the pan. The recipe said to just kind of put them all on the outside because the dip can go in the middle. Watch and see, because there's no way this little amount of biscuits would have fit dip in the middle. Not in a single layer anyway. After I did the first one, I realized the other biscuits are a little bigger. So rather than doing what the recipe said, which was half, I'm going to ball them up by thirds. So there we go. I get started, and man, my hands are getting sticky. So you're going to want some flour handy to roll out your dough balls or your dipping biscuits. That sounds a little better. And there you go. We've rolled them all out. I think I counted 41. Now we've got to make a butter sauce, a garlic butter sauce for them. So we need some butter, some garlic, some Italian seasoning or oregano, red pepper flakes, some Parmesan cheese, the powdered kind, that you put on your spaghetti. So let's put all this together now. The butter we need, a tablespoon of butter. I'm just going to break it up a bit, because it needs to be melted. So we're going to put it in a bowl. And next up is a teaspoon of garlic powder, teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and about a half a teaspoon of pepper flakes. That's optional if you don't want it too spicy. And 1 tablespoon of Parmesan. You can put a little more if you want. into the microwave. 30 to 45 seconds should be enough. And brush that melted butter all over the top. Put a cover on it. We're going to let it sit for half an hour, and here we are half an hour later. It's time to put it in the oven, 400 degrees for 15 to 18 minutes. But we're going to take it out around the 12-minute mark before it's fully cooked, when they just start browning a little bit. While our biscuits are baking, we got to make our dip. So into a bowl, that is 1 package, 8 ounces of cream cheese, Italian seasoning, 1 teaspoon, garlic powder, 1 teaspoon, the pizza sauce, that's about a half a cup. If you don't have it, just use tomato sauce. And that's about half a cup-ish of mozzarella cheese. And there's the foundation for our dip. Mix, mix, mix. You got to make sure it's all mixed together. Looks good. We're going to transfer it into the bowl that we're going to serve it in, because there's no way that bowl's going to fit into our tray. So we're going to get all that nice cheese out. Yummy. And we're going to kind of spread around and make it fit in our bowl. Now a little more pizza sauce on top. About that much. Spread that around on top. A little more cheese on top. Just to finish it off. Now our pepperoni goes on. The whole thing, like that. I had some really small diced onions left. So this is just a smattering of the onions. Or if you want to, this is completely optional too. That or green onions would work just as well. But you don't want big hunks, because don't forget this is a dip. Put it on a baking sheet like that. And let's get it into the oven for 15 minutes covered in foil. Then we're going to take it out, check it, mix it. If it needs to go back in for a couple minutes, do it. So we've taken our biscuits out. We got about 5 minutes to go. Put the rest of our butter mixture on top, put them back in. And there they are, nice and golden brown. Now once they've cooled down, the fun part is now we got to rip them apart. I guess I could leave them together and let people at the party do it, but I just figured it wouldn't look as nice leaving it like that. So we're going to do like the recipe actually intended, which was to have them all around the dip. So I carefully build it all up. Now I just got to bring in the dip, which has cooled down a bit, and that's okay. Yeah, I got to get this situated. I'm going to heat it up when I get to where we're going. And there you go. Look at that, nestled all in there. Make sure everyone can get at everything, because it will get warmed up again. The one thing to tell you is this lasted 2 hours. That was it. Everyone raved about it. Oh, I had a little bit of mozzarella left over, so we'll put just a sprinkling on top. Of course, our basil on top for looks, but doesn't that green just go nice with the red and white? You got to spray just a little bit of our hot pepper flakes. Like I said, that was optional. And there you go, a yummy pizza dip. Enjoy. Hey, another great recipe. I hope you'll give it a try. Leave me a comment below, one way or the other. Listen, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell because that'll tell you the next time I upload a video. Feel free to share this and any of my other videos. And thanks for stopping by and watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.